If you love Cricut crafts and laser engraving, you're going to love sublimation. Sublimation is one of my favorite crafting methods because it allows you to create vibrant, professional-looking products quickly and easily right from home. From shirts and ornaments to coasters and garden flags, sublimation lets you add beautiful, full-color photos to a massive variety of blanks. And the best part? These amazing creations are perfect for selling, especially during the holidays. I love sublimation because the designs are permanently infused into the material so they won't peel or crack like you sometimes get with heat transfer vinyl. You can print full-color designs onto a single sheet of paper so you don't have to worry with the frustration of cutting, aligning, and heat pressing multiple layers of heat transfer vinyl. But there are a few things that I wish I had known before diving into sublimation, and I want to share those with you today. So we're counting down the top 15 tips for sublimation success to help you get perfect results every time. I saved the best tip for last, so let's dive in. Tip number 15, get started without breaking the bank. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a fancy sublimation printer. I bought a cheap Epson EcoTank on sale at Costco for $199 and converted it with sublimation ink. And guess what? It prints perfect. I have a step-by-step video on my channel showing you how to do it, so check it out if you're ready to dive in. Tip number 14, choose the right ink and paper. Not all sublimation supplies are created equal. Use high-quality sublimation ink and paper for consistent results. Lower quality products may cause faded colors, uneven transfers, or clogged print heads. I recommend Hiipoo sublimation ink and A-Sub sublimation paper. HTVRont has great products too. Tip number 13, choose sublimation-friendly surfaces. You can't sublimate on anything. Sublimation works best on white or light-colored surfaces with a high polyester count or a polymer coating. Look for blanks that are at least 65% polyester for bold, vibrant colors. The higher the polyester percentage, the better. And if you want to sublimate on dark fabrics or non-polyester surfaces, don't worry, I've got a hack for that. Which leads me to tip number 12. Sublimate on dark fabrics with HTVRont Sublimation HTV for dark fabrics. HTVRont sells a special type of heat transfer vinyl called Sublimation HTV that allows you to sublimate on any dark colored fabric. Just duplicate your design and cut out the shape of it using the vinyl. You can use the offset tool if you want to create a larger border around the design. After you heat press this layer onto your shirt, you can heat press your sublimation paper on top of that. Tip number 11, print your design slightly larger than your blank. For edge-to-edge coverage, print your design about 1/4 inch larger than your blank. This small adjustment helps avoid frustrating white borders, ensuring your design covers the entire surface. It's especially handy for projects like ornaments and keychains. Tip number 10, use the system dialog for printer settings. To get the best possible photo quality, you should fine-tune your printer settings. When printing, always go to your printer's system dialog to adjust critical settings like paper type and print quality. Select the highest quality setting and ensure the paper type matches your sublimation paper. I always set my paper type to Premium Presentation Paper Matte. This quick step ensures vibrant colors and sharp details in your final transfer. Tip number 9, test before pressing. Avoid costly mistakes by doing a test run with plain copy paper. Check the size, placement, and alignment of your design before committing to your sublimation paper. Copy paper is a lot cheaper than sublimation paper, and there's no need to waste it trying to figure out the right size. I always do this when making seamless tumbler wraps. If you want to learn how to make those, check out this video on my channel. Tip number 8, mirror your design. Just like when working with heat transfer vinyl, you have to mirror your image. Sublimation transfers the ink in reverse, so always remember to mirror your design before printing. It's a small step, but forgetting it can ruin your project, especially if there's text involved. Tip number 7, pre-press your blanks. This simple step will save you a lot of ruined projects. Always pre-press your blanks for about 10 seconds before applying your design. This step removes moisture and wrinkles, giving you a smooth surface and preventing blotchy or uneven transfers. For fabrics, it's important to let them cool down before placing your sublimation paper. If the material is still hot and you place the paper on it and then decide to move it, the ink may already start transferring prematurely. I've made this mistake before, and I always say I make the mistakes so that you don't have to. Tip number 6, keep it clean. Lint, dirt, and pet hair can ruin your project in seconds. Always use a fresh lint roller to clean your blanks before pressing. Even if they look spotless, a quick once-over ensures nothing sneaks in and messes up your transfer. Tip number 5, tape it tight. To avoid ghosting or blurry designs, secure your print with heat-resistant tape. Not all tape is heat-resistant, and if you use the wrong kind, it will melt in your heat press. Use enough tape to keep everything snug and secure, especially on curved surfaces like tumblers or mugs. And did you know that not all thermal tape is the same? If you look on Amazon, it comes in different colors. There's gold, blue, and white. Gold is actually made for things like tumblers and mugs, while the blue and the white is stickier and better for fabrics. So if you're making shirts, go with the blue. Tip number 4, skip the Teflon sheets. Teflon sheets are great for HTV projects, but when it comes to sublimation, they can cause problems. Teflon traps moisture, which leads to blurry designs and uneven transfers. Instead, reach for uncoated white butcher paper. It allows moisture to escape and protects your heat press and project from ink blowout, giving you clean and professional results. Place a sheet of butcher paper underneath your blank to protect your press and another on top to prevent ink from transferring onto the plate. For multi-layered items like shirts, place a sheet inside the shirt as well to catch any ink that bleeds through. You don't want the ink to soak through the front and end up on the back. You can make your life easier by buying pre-cut butcher paper squares on Amazon. And remember, never reuse butcher paper. Its job is to absorb ink spills, and if there's leftover ink on an old sheet, it can transfer onto your next project, ruining it. Always use fresh butcher paper for crisp and vibrant results every time. Tip number 3, expect muted colors. Here's something that trips up a lot of beginners. Your prints will look dull and faded on the paper, but don't panic. The magic happens after you heat press it. Once you heat press your design, the colors will become bright and vibrant. This is completely normal with sublimation. Tip number 2, let your project cool. Once your project is out of the heat press, resist the urge to peel off the sublimation paper immediately. Allow your project to cool for a few minutes to avoid smudging or ghosting your design. Cooling gives the ink time to set properly, ensuring vibrant and crisp results. This is especially important for fabrics and materials that may shift or stretch when hot. And tip number 1, maintain your printer. The number 1 tip, print something weekly to keep the ink flowing and prevent clogs. I didn't do this with my first Epson printer, and I ended up having to throw away my entire printer. I know it sounds wasteful to print pages that you're not going to use, but it's less wasteful than having to throw out your whole printer because it dries up. And trust me, I tried every trick in the book to prevent me from having to throw it away because I spent a few $100s on it and I didn't want to throw it out. And once you convert your Epson printer over using sublimation ink, it does avoid your warranty. Mine was already long past the warranty period though. If you have a Sawgrass printer, they have a nice auto maintenance feature, but only if you keep it plugged in. And I'm going to add one more tip to the list that I forgot, so you get a bonus 16 tips. And the last tip is to use Canva to print your designs out to scale. I do all of my sublimation designing in Canva because I like how you can upload images and you can add text and clip art over them. You can flatten your designs, you can print to scale, you can adjust the photo quality, you can make it brighter, darker, and add shadows and outlines and all kinds of really cool features. There's background remover, so you can get rid of the background behind you and replace it with nicer pictures. Canva and sublimation go together like peanut butter and jelly. And there you have it, the top 15 or 16 tips for sublimation success. Which tip was the most helpful for you? Let me know in the comments. And if you have any other tips you'd like to share with our viewers, feel free to drop those in the comments as well. If this video helped you, I'd love it if you could help me by hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. Click the notification bell if you never want to miss out on a new video of mine. If you want to learn more about sublimation, check out this playlist on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.